Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for an ultra-professional Toypixx office tour. We'll start here. This whole thing is still a work in progress. As you can see, we've got paint, we've got floor scrubbers, we've got all this stuff. It's not actually going to be part of the office. I hope. So yes, obviously it's not totally done. There's still a little bit of work to do, but I feel comfortable showing you what I've got. I don't know what I'm doing with these bar stools yet, so I have to figure that out. I think one might go to a drafting table that's in here. This is the front door, front window. Thus ends the most professional part of the tour. Now, let's get into the fun stuff, shall we? I've got my old drafting table that I have used for years. Also not permanent fixtures in the office. And here we have one of the greatest couches known to man. I love this thing. I have a friend that used to crash on it when he'd go out and party a little hard. And he said, my gosh, I should have woken up with a headache. And this couch made it so I didn't. It's never had that effect for me. But then when I crash at my place, I crash in my bed. And then moving this way, we have a door to nowhere, literally. There is just insulation foam behind that. And now we have the good stuff. This is kind of the whole setup. Everything I've been shooting lately, I've been shooting from this spot here. Now what's going to happen in the background is there will eventually be a monitor back there that I can use all the digital backgrounds that I make. Oh, and I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that there's a link in the video description to a free ebook called 100 Backgrounds for Action Figure Photography. So when you're done checking out the video, check out the ebook. But getting back to the table, over here on the left, we have a Tatooine style diorama from Bearded Wolfie, as well as an Extreme Sets Asylum diorama. Here we've got one of my absolute favorite lenses, especially for angle, kind of, sort of close-up photography. It's the 18 by 55 millimeter lens that's pretty standard with most cameras. Here we have a light table along with an exploded ground provided to me by Tragic Hero, as well as he also did this. It's kind of a light up, blowing up smoke effect, which is pretty sweet. And now this diorama from High School Creations, as well as some atmosphere aerosol over there. I haven't been using it, but I might be changing my mind on that. We have the barrels that came with a Violent Ken from Jada Toys, as well as 1, 2, 3 LED light panels. And below all of it, we've got more tripods for those panels. We have the iPad, which I also use as a light source. We have some tripods for a regular backdrop. Also on this setup here is this huge ring light. Now, the reason that you have some huge light like that is to help simulate daylight. It works very nicely. And of course, we've got my old school camera. This is about a 20-year-old camera. It's called the Canon EOS 20D, and it still crushes it when it comes to pictures. I bet you thought the photographic equipment portion was over after all that, but nay, as we still have this light table, which is covered right now with black felt. If you want a good background that's black, you make sure and cover the background with some black felt there. Now this light table is huge, and it's used if you're shooting something flat. You just lay them all down on that, you plug it in, you turn it on, and you get a nice white, really brightly lit background from that. Oh, and I'd be completely remiss if I didn't show you me kicking back in the chair that I've been doing all my editing on. It's a good chair. Here is a front-facing desk. Yes, I will use that as a seat. It'll work for me. I probably won't be using this too much. A lot of this is still stuff I have to figure out where it's going, except the thirst aid. That is going in my belly. We're almost to the man cave portion. We're almost to where I've got all the figures set up. But before then, I'm going to show you a little room that I find kind of relaxing and quite important when it comes to yours truly. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I've turned part of the office into a little mini gym. Nothing too crazy here, but I figure you gotta get your workout on, right? Well, at least I do. I think it's kind of important. Got some old school DVDs going on here. Got a bookcase. got some U of M stuff, because who doesn't dig the U of M? And then, of course, I've got some posters I've got to figure out what to do with. We've got our 80s 49ers set up, because that's key. And we've got this little sign, because if I didn't show you this sign, my sister might be like, oh, you didn't show him the sign. You're bad people. And now, ladies and gents, connected to this gym area is the live streaming room where I have all the action figure things. Well, and the action figures, of course. And here we are. This is where all the live streaming and a whole lot of the editing and a whole lot of things are just going to be happening. But before I really get into the collection, we have an old school, I guess, desktop computer, because I need the hard drive out of it, but I need it fixed, so I've got to get that done. There are actually Nerf guns hiding out in there. This is something my dad made for me years ago to hang up walls and everything else for dios. And this is going to go above me when it comes to live streams in that area up there somewhere. On the opposite side, just behind the door, is where I keep a whole lot of miscellaneous stuff. And here is all the accessories to all the figures that you'll be seeing here shortly. And just to show you how I store things, this is basically it. Ziploc bags, character specific. That's pretty much all there is to it. Nothing too complicated. For instance, I just shot Catwoman today. There's the Catwoman parts. Done. And we keep circling. This is what's going on here. This is the whole setup for the live stream room. These are the Toypixx mascots. We have Cowboy Logan and we have Dino. This actually works as a thing to hold up the smartphone, which is kind of cool. But the one thing I don't have yet is a camera. That's going to make live streaming difficult. I got to invest in that. And maybe some Wi-Fi. But I think what most people want to see in an office like this is the setup, the collection. So let's get cracking. We have here on the top row, we've got Jada Mega Man along with the Jada Putty Tats. And yes, Tony the Tiger, top heavy. I came in this morning, he'd knocked down some Mega Men, so just heads up on that. Then we've got my Jada Street Fighter collection. Always stoked about these things. I actually had to make a decision yesterday. Do I get Tony or do I get Sagat? I got Tony. Hopefully Sagat's still there when I need him. And then here we have my Moth-X X-Men setup. We have my DC setup. It's mostly Hush, but I had to throw in Bane and Steel. And down here we've got the Marvel Comics setup. Pretty stoked about all that. Basically, this whole setup here are sort of my main things. My Jada stuff and my Moth-X stuff. Makes me happy. Oh, and believe it or not, I'm going to get a Tony the Tiger video up soon. I know. I'm also shocked. This is the area that's going to be behind me on the live stream. You can see all kinds of G.I. Joe stuff going on there, plus a massive Galactus, a pretty big Trypticon. Stan Lee is over on the left. Jack Kirby is over on the right. I thought it made sense. Here are the Joes and the Cobras. It's exactly how it should be displayed, with Duke getting knocked out. Below that, we have the NECA Mirage Studios Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figures that I have. I gotta start loading up on these. I really dig them. Now, the Usagi 4-pack isn't the Mirage Studios Turtles, but it's still really cool, right? Right. And below that, this is a repurposed TV stand, by the way, we have Sir Gideon Heavensbrand from Mythic Legions, along with a bunch of Star Wars figures from SHF and some Black Series and Moth-X, because Boba Fett. We have Plunderlings. We have Kilowog in the back from Monster Force. We have all kinds of Action Force going on up here. And then we continue with more Monster Force. I loves me these indie lines. Oh, and then we conclude with Maxilius the Harvester. And last, but certainly not least, we have some Transformers. I'm focusing right now on G1 Season 1 as well as the primes, and I gotta say, I'm really digging Prima. Solus is okay, but Prima, that's a sweet figure. Now I still have to figure out what I'm doing with the wall back above Trypticon and the Hiss and sort of behind Galactus. It was just going to be one massive picture with the wooden rifle hanging out up top, but I don't know. With Galactus being as tall as he is, I might have to mix it up with several pictures in there. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, and I need to adjust some lighting in here before it's really good to go for all the live streams. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. That's the tour. Once it's all set for live streams, you'll know because, well, I'll simply be live streaming from here. And of course, when it's all done, I'll be sure to give you an updated tour. So, thanks as always for taking the time to check out this video. It is massively appreciated. So until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See ya.